nā tata. Ko tau nā mātua, nā korau, nā kuia, o te hunaka pōtahi e te rane e mihi kaukene kia kota. Ko ta tū mai ki te pōtai tana, wā koutou mokopuna, wā koutou tamari. Nā reira kia inoi tātou. Whakaro no rai tāna ki te ahurewa, ki te pukena, ki te wānana, ki te taura, ki te tauira. I tipu e huai ko te pū, ko te whea, ko te rito, ko te take. I te ororo, i te ororo. Tēnei rā te whakahua ki nā mauna tapu. Ko tapu o te rani, ko te whito o te rani. I takea mai ai ko te mana, ko te tapu, ko te mana, ko te mauri o nātua. I hohua mai no i hoa matua kore. Ka tāki nā ke ki runa ki e nei taura. Kia mahea te hua mā ki hiki hiki runa ki tēnei kaupapa. E tuku nei hono te whai ororo tāni te waiora. Tēnei rā te mata tau kaike. Whakatū tārewa ki te rani. Uhi wero tau mai te mauri. Haumi e, hui e, dāi ki e. Nō reira kua tīmata hia tā tātou himene. So please join us in singing our hymn. The words are printed on your program, page 9, and also on the screen on the stage.
Please be seated. Ko te rangi me te whenua, ka pā hemo. Engari ko tana kupu, ka mau tonu. Tihei Māori ora. E nā mate, haere atura. Haere, haere hoki atura. A kia tātou e hui nei nā kanohi ki tia. Tēnā tātou katoa. The greeting says the sky and the earth will change, but his word will forever hold true. And to those who have passed, rest with those who have gone before. And to those who have gathered here, the many faces here today, I greet you all. And it is my real privilege today as Chief Executive here at Eastern Institute of Technology to welcome you to the EIT 2016 graduation ceremonies. And today we have graduates from the Faculty of Education, Humanities and Health Sciences. And the graduates will come from Idea School, our Visual Art and Design School, our School of Education and Social Sciences, Te Uranga Waka, a School of Māori Studies. And this is one of 5 graduation ceremonies over the next 2 or 3 weeks. I had one yesterday, 2 today, in Auckland, we will have a ceremony next week on Tuesday, and in Tairāwhiti we'll be having another ceremony in 2 or 3 weeks. These ceremonies are a highlight of our academic year, and they're here for one reason, and that is to celebrate your achievement. And I would like at the start to just acknowledge some of our guests and VIPs. Firstly, to acknowledge our kamatua, Matu Eru, and also Parakura Rohia Belmont, who led us with the karakia and karanga. Thank you both for leading us in the karakia and karanga. And I do want to acknowledge the staff and students from Te Uranga Waka who led us with a kapahaka and honoured our graduates as they came in. Also acknowledge David Pearson, our council chair, who will be later conferring the qualifications and awards to you. Acknowledge also the Member of Parliament for Napier, Stuart Nash. Welcome, Stuart. And also His Worship, the Mayor of Wairoa, Mr. Craig Little. Welcome, Craig. Also acknowledge other council members of the institution, Jacoby Pauline and Tracy Tahuia. Welcome. And I acknowledge my colleagues on the executive and also fellow staff. Also a special welcome to our guest speaker April Parata, who we will welcome and introduce later in the ceremony. And I do want to note also the widow of our late kamatua, Marsley Northover, and who was here today in the ceremony as well. All these people are here for one reason, and that is to celebrate what you have achieved. And so it's important at this point to also welcome another special group of people who are here today, and that is the family and friends of our graduates. We know that you are important to the success that these graduates have had, and we do want to thank and acknowledge you for the way you have supported them. Like most people, I was away at Easter over the last long weekend, catching up with old friends in Coromandel, and my daughter turned up with some friends also who are all students, and they turned up, of course, with a whole swag of assignments to do over Easter. Do you remember that feeling? Due on Wednesday morning. Dad, I'm 500 words over. Can you have a look? What should come out? Will someone read this for me? Who'll check my referencing? Remember those feelings? I got a text on Wednesday morning when I got out of bed. It came in at 1:45 in the morning from my daughter saying, 2 assignments officially submitted. Mums and dads who are here and friends, I sort of feel the pain that you might have felt at various times. We understand that you are an important part of the picture of the success of our graduates, and we do want to thank you for that. Of course, you never know how you might have helped. I remember a story of a previous institution I was at university where the dean was telling us how he was sitting on the stage here and watching the graduates come across the stage. And one of the graduates came across, he immediately remembered the student coming to see him in a bit of turmoil and a bit of distress, and explaining that he had a whole pile of assignments backed up and that his grandmother had died and he didn't know what to do. The dean, of course, quite rightly said, don't you worry about your assignments, I will contact each of your lecturers and you need to just go and be with your family. So the dean was sitting there feeling quite satisfied to see that this student had graduated. As he walked at the end of the ceremony, as the staff processed out, the dean noticed in the back corner this young man's family who he sort of vaguely knew. And guess what? Sitting right amongst them was a very sprightly and lively looking grandmother. The oldest trick in the book. He'd fallen for it. My grandmother's died. So you never quite know how you might have helped them, grandmums and granddads. But we do want to thank you for the wider role that whānau play and friends play in supporting our graduates. And lastly, of course, the big welcome is to you graduates. You are why we're here. You might have started 1 year ago, 2, 3, maybe even more. You might have started really nervous. You might have been quite confident. Hopefully you were all enthusiastic. And then came along the assignments, the late nights, the referencing, the APA, the deadlines, the juggling of family, the work, and juggling of work, the demands on your time. And for some of the graduates here, it would have also been the challenges of a new country. Do you know at EIT last year we had 620 international students coming from 48 different countries around the world to study here at EIT? And you've coped with a different culture and language and studying in another language. All of you have coped with different things. But hey, you've made it. You're here today. Some of you will have flown through with A's. Some of you might have found that a bit more of a struggle. But today you've all earned your qualification. And we salute you. Well done. And your own institution here too also had a good year and strong year last year. Last year in March 2015, EIT received the top ranking possible from the New Zealand Qualifications Authority for educational performance and self-assessment. So the qualification you receive today is one you can take pride in. EIT is one of the top ranked institutes of technology in New Zealand. We had some 9,763 students studying here at EIT last year. And Māori who are important in our region and particularly important in our future were high participants across the institution, with 38% of students in Hawke's Bay identifying themselves as Māori and 72%, the highest in the country, in Tairāwhiti. Last year we celebrated 40 years as an institution, and Professor Kay Morris-Matthews and Jean Johnson published a book, First to See the Light. If you're interested in the copy, it's out in the foyer, which covers the 40 years of education provision here on the East Coast in Hawke's Bay. Our people were also honoured last year. In the New Year's and the Queen's Birthdays Honours Awards, 3 people strongly connected with EIT were honoured. Susan Jacobs, Dr. Susan Jacobs, the Dean here of the faculty, was made a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit for her services to education. Also, Geraldine Travers, an EIT Council member, and Bruce Martin, a former Chief Executive, were also made members of the New Zealand Order of Merit. Last year, we also appointed our first Emeritus Professor, Professor Dr. Rob Jamaka from Te Uranga Waka, in recognition of his scholarship and standing in his field of study. We also opened our International Graduate School in Auckland last year, and next week we will award our first master's degree from the Auckland campus to an international student getting distinction. The Governor-General came and visited last year, asking specifically to meet with the School of Viticulture and Wine Science and members of the wine industry. And our wine students achieved 9 medals last year, including 1 bronze in wine competitions. A 5th master's degree was approved last year also, the Masters of Professional Creative Practice in Idea School in Toihokura, and that sits along another 4 master's degrees across the institution. 2 honours degrees were also approved to sit alongside the 3 honours degrees in this faculty, and the Bachelor of Social Work Honours and the Bachelor of Creative Practice Honours, which sits along the Bachelor of Arts Māori Honours. Today is also special in that we have our first cohort of graduates from the Bachelor of Primary Teacher Training here at EIT. We've been investing in our campuses as well, with $1 million new veterinary nursing facilities here in Hawke's Bay, and also $1 million refurbishment of the training restaurant and hospitality facilities in Tairāwhiti. But education is changing. It's not just about bricks and mortar at all. And we're investing strongly in some of the new emerging learning technologies, and with partners have spent over $3 million building e-campus capabilities. And our region has some special priorities and needs around youth and better vocational and career pathways for our people. And EIT is now one of the largest trades academies in New Zealand, in partnership with schools across Hawke's Bay and Tairāwhiti. And we're one of the largest providers of programs to education to youth at risk in New Zealand. It's important for us at EIT that our students do well, that they experience high levels of success. We can do better. We know people make a big sacrifice to come. They might be very frightened. They might not have had much success before, or they might have been stars. But our goal is that all our students are successful, and we will continue to work harder on that. And today is an example of our successful students. And today, as we finish, we will be recognising the standard you have met and the excellence you have achieved, and we salute that achievement. But as I finish, then one last challenge for me is don't stop here, of course. There's an old Chinese proverb which says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Well, you planted a tree 1 year, 2, 3 or 4 years ago when you came to EIT, and today it blossoms and you graduate. And the second best time for you to plant is to keep on planting. Plant now. There'll be new challenges in front of you, new opportunities. And we hope that our graduates will make a difference in their communities, to their whānau, to the worlds that they live in and the worlds that they work. Don't be afraid to go out and make and bring change. It was Bono, the lead singer of U2, who said the world is more malleable than you think and it's waiting for you to hammer it into shape. Now, that might be a slightly optimistic view, but don't be afraid to have a go. Don't be afraid to give things a crack. I spend a bit of time on the sidelines of sports fields with my kids and their friends. And it's interesting as a parent on the side and watching the players in a game of soccer take the ball so skillfully up the field, and then they get in front of the goal and very often they just pass. Now, of course, sometimes that is exactly the right thing to do. We need people who are prepared to make the pass and work with others and pass. We also need someone who's prepared to take a shot. And sometimes when I look at myself, it's a bit the same. It's easier to make the pass than to risk taking a shot and miss. It was Wayne Gretzky, the well-known ice hockey player, who said, quite rightly, you will miss 100% of the shots you never take. So it's a challenging reminder. Don't be afraid to take the shot. Don't be afraid to take some more shots and some new shots as you leave here. But today, we can forget that. Today, we can celebrate the shot that you took in coming to EIT to study. And we ask you and encourage you to enjoy today and to celebrate. Graduation ceremony is always slightly a bit formal. There's a bit of pomp and ceremony, but it's a day of celebration and it's a chance for you to celebrate. So enjoy and celebrate your moment as you cross the stage. You're probably just sitting there worrying about tripping over. I don't think anyone's ever tripped over, but I suppose there's a first. I shouldn't say that, should I? Enjoy your moment, and family and friends, enjoy the moment as your loved one and your colleague crosses the stage. You may celebrate. So now it is my great pleasure as Chief Executive to now move to the award of qualifications. So, by the authority of the Council of the Eastern Institute of Technology, David Pearson, Chair of Council, will now award the diplomas and confer the degrees on those to be presented and on those listed as in absentia. Mr. Pearson. The Dean of the Faculty of Education, Humanities and Health Sciences, Dr. Susan Jacobs, will present to you the recipients of the diplomas in the faculty.
Mr. Pearson, I have the honor to present the diplomas and degrees in Idea School. Diploma in Screen Production, Allison Beal. The next graduate is also awarded the Pani Award, sponsored by Dobson's Photo and Camera, for top student in the Diploma of Screen Production, Jung Yang Chin. Crystal Edwards. J. William Glasgow. Hayden Halliburton. Amber Rice Dane. Stephanie Ryan. Jacob Sanders. The next graduate is also awarded the CV Award for Top Short Film, Cheyenne Tayapa. Georgia Williams. Diploma in Visual Art and Design, Alexandria Albert. Krista Williams. The following graduands are the first cohort to graduate from a redesigned, project-based visual arts and design degree. The innovative nature of the degree was recognized via a grant from Ako Aotearoa to enable the design of the degree to be widely shared across New Zealand. Through their achievements, these graduands have demonstrated the success of the degree. Bachelor of Visual Arts and Design, Tony Bogue Lodge. The next graduate is also awarded the Axia Design Group Award for Excellence in Design Studio Practice, Haley Britton. The next graduate is also awarded the Gordon Harris Award for Excellence in Visual Arts Studio Practice, Tara Cooney. Silke Corbett. Nadia Cudd. Samuel James Draper. The next graduate is also awarded the Humanities Books and Fine Arts Supplies Award for Excellence in Visual Art and Design Research, Lisa Fayen. Amy Greaves. Callum Hall. The next graduate is also awarded the Axia Design Group Award for Excellence in Design Studio Practice, Guy Hoffman. Ai Kitikura Kavanagh. The next graduate is also awarded the Axia Design Group Award for Excellence in Design Studio Practice, Alice Lee. Beverly Maximo. Danielle McClellan. Haley O'Malley. Connor O'Sullivan. Chloe Reed. Vicky Riesma. Jeff Robertson. Ryan Ruhi. Jesse Sadlier. Rebecca Stone. Mary Sullivan. Nicole Sykes. Liam Treadwell. The next graduate is also awarded the Rembrandt Fine Arts Award for Highest Achieving Student in the Bachelor of Visual Arts and Design, Leanne Utumapu Morrison. Mr. Pearson, that concludes the awarding of diplomas and degrees from Idea School. Thank you, Mr. Pearson. Mr. Collins will now introduce our guest speaker.
It's my real privilege now to introduce April Parata to you and to welcome April to this ceremony. We're very fortunate to have her. She doesn't usually come to such ceremonies, so thank you for coming today, April. April is very much started life out as an East Coast girl, having been born in Ruatoria, and her early life starting in Ruatoria and her schooling. She left the East Coast to go and complete a BA in Māori Studies at Waikato University, and then a diploma in secondary teaching, and begun to undertake some teaching practice. April ended up as the principal of Ngāta Memorial College in Ruatoria, which must have been interesting, ending up in the principal in the school that you'd once been in. And then from there has been involved in a wide range of different roles as a consultant and director of education practice for Gardner Parata Limited, and then moving on into other senior roles. She's been a private secretary to the Minister of the Crown, and she has been then appointed in 2007 as the Deputy Secretary, one of the very senior roles in the Ministry of Education. While in the ministry, she has had a number of different roles and areas of responsibility around Māori education, around priority projects for the Ministry of Education, around performance and change across the Ministry of Education and the sector, and currently has a role which is focusing very much on parents, whānau, and the communities. She's someone who you will see for yourself is very passionate as a person, but particularly passionate about education, and very passionate about the role we can all play in the success of our people as they're educated. And she's particularly passionate about New Zealand doing better for all of our students. And so, April, it's a great pleasure to have you and come here, and I invite you to now come and address the graduates.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā nō tātou e whai anei tēnei mea te mātauranga I te ao I te pō. Ko hikurangi te maunga, ko waiapu te awa, ko Ngāti Parau te tino iwi. Kei te tūake tēnei, he uri no ngā tīpuna tungane, paraurangi, rāua ko tana taina tahu pōtiki. Rātou kua whitirangitia, haere, haere, haere ati rā, tātou te hongora, tēnā tātou, tēnā tātou, tēnā tātou katoa. Me te mihi Hawke, kia Ngāti Kahu Nunu, no rātou ki te mana whenua, me ki ngā kaikaranga, kia koe anō hoki nāna I tuku whakamoemiti ki te rungarawa. Kia ora. Greetings everybody, a bit of a long native introduction, but one must meet all the obligations that are placed upon us in these sorts of settings. Thank you very much for the invitation to be here today. As your Chief Executive said, I don't normally accept these sorts of invitations, but I did particularly want to come and do this one because EIT has developed a really great reputation through developing all sorts of partnerships in its quest and search, if you like, to provide as many pathways as it can for people who live in the communities or the catchment that serve. And one of the particular areas that I have an interest in as a Deputy Secretary at the Ministry is trades academies. And I don't know whether many of you know, but EIT is probably the lead provider of trades academies, and I want to talk a little bit about it before I come back to acknowledging all of you who are graduating today, and indeed your families for the support that they've given you. When I was trying to think of deep and meaningful and profound things to come and talk about today, actually I struggled a little bit, if I'm to be honest, in that regard. So I thought that I'd start with, first of all, you know, what is the purpose of an education? And I have to tell you, in talking with a whole range of educators, I'm often stunned that people just cannot come back with, you know, a machine gun type response. Does somebody want to proffer an answer to this? No? Okay. I talk to people all the time about the purpose of an education, and in simplest form, it is about ensuring that a nation's people can participate in and contribute positively to society and the economy. And all of you who we are honouring here today have a qualification that is going to allow you to do that. The Minister of Education often refers to all of this as all of you, and you will be, as being nation builders. That's what education is all about. And New Zealand is, you know, the smallest country in the world. We're so far away from everybody else, and thankfully, watching the news over the last year or two, I'm really, really pleased about that, despite it creating problems for our getting product to market. It's quite nice to be located where we are. But as a result of that, we have to work a whole lot harder on the products that we design. And so our intellectual capital, and you all represent that in your various disciplines, and that makes it all the more important. And increasingly, as we become a global and digital society, our ability to be able to be really clever about what we do and how we do it and get it to market is particularly important. And I noted in the program that a number of you were graduating in visual, graphic, design. All of those things will be important. The applied social sciences, some of you have specialised in counselling, others in social work. Those of you that I think are the first cohort, your CE referred to in the Bachelor of Primary Teaching, and those of you that will be coming out with qualifications in Māori that will contribute to a range of other disciplines, and that make it really, really important to think about the principle of reciprocity and how you will give back. Because many, many people will have invested in you and getting you to this point. I think about the sacrifices that my mother made. Education was probably considered, next to being Ngāti Porou, the most valuable thing in our lives. to do that. They were considered complementary, actually, depending on context, to do that. And I was talking to your local MP just prior to coming in here, and he told me that he has in his office a poster up on the wall with a proverb or saying, a quote from Malcolm X, who said in 1963, "You're not going anywhere without education." Education is the protective factor against everything, to do it. And your families will have made a huge range of sacrifices to make sure that you all got what you needed to be able to be where you are today. So think about that and the principle of reciprocity and how you might give back to those who have given to you. I'd also, I know that often people say, you know, money makes the world go round, but I'd like to proffer to you today that actually it's relationships that make the world go round. Whether in a personal context or a professional context, relationships. Everything comes back to relationships and the way in which you conduct them. On the weekend, just like Chris was in Coromandel, well, I was at home in Ruatoria where we celebrated my eldest brother's 60th birthday. I come from a very big family. There are 10 of us, 5 girls and 5 boys, and we've got a lot to say. And we speak really fast and have to because airtime was quite limited when you were competing with everybody else. But we were reflecting on the contributions that the range of people had made to our lives, and it wasn't just our parents. We grew up in the 60s in Ruatoria, and actually every child belonged to everyone in the community. We were laughing because one of the stories that was told at his birthday was how the local police sergeant took his bike off him. And it was a big deal to have a bike in the 60s to do that. Anyway, he was riding along the main street in Ruatoria, and the local sergeant was coming down the road and said to him to get off his bike or to get on the road. And he carried on, and so the policeman just sort of, you know, followed him, took his bike, padlocked it at the local police station, and my father had to walk around with him, make an apology for not following the rules and not listening, and thanking the local sergeant for not giving him a kick in the backside for doing what he did. Now, of course, if a local sergeant did that today, there would be very big price to pay for doing all of those sorts of things. But I mention that because a huge range of people contribute to all of us achieving. Relationships will be really important, reciprocity be really important. One of the things that I most look forward to, and I is flying up here, it occurred to me that I had graduated on this day 36 years ago at Waikato University. It's a very, very long time ago. But I didn't appreciate the significance of it, and I feel a little bit sorry because actually I didn't even want to go to the graduation, and my mother, who travelled in what was called the service car in those days because she didn't own a car, road services, what's the equivalent today? Anyway, to do it to Hamilton, to come to it, and it was a big deal for her, and I feel really, really guilty about the fact that I didn't at the age of 20 make enough of it or what she had sacrificed in order to make sure that I could walk across a stage like this and be kept. And speaking of progress, I'm really delighted to observe at the time that I graduated, there was a lot of mucking around in the Vice Chancellor used to push your cap onto you. I think it's very clever and a lot faster what you do here. And I don't know whether that's just an EIT thing or whether it's done at all graduation ceremonies now, but I consider that to be a mark of progress to do that. But I tell you what, the thing that I most look forward to after graduating, after not being particularly appreciative or appreciating what I proffered to you around the principle of reciprocity, was my first paycheck. I really, really hated being broke to do that. And I think of all the jobs that I did. Indeed, this was topical over the weekend because I have, amongst the 10 of us, we've got 8 children, nieces and nephews in various stages in tertiary study, and we're all being very critical of the fact that 5 of them hadn't bothered to find holiday jobs, and I suspect that had more to do with their parents than them. to do that. But we were talking about holiday jobs, and somebody said, oh, you know, April, what did you do? And I very proudly said that I picked up rubbish from the freezing works through to the abattoirs along the beaches in Gisborne. I then went and cleaned all the cabins at the City Council camps, and the highlight or the finishing point of that day was cleaning all the public toilets on Peel Street. And one of my sons said, oh, shame. I wasn't very impressed by that. So one of the other things that I will talk to you about, as I did to him and them, is that I will take a great attitude over great ability any time. So give some thought to that, because as my brother, who owns a hotel, said in their conversation, is that nobody remembers a bright arsehole. Just saying. And I think that that is right too. So you will have all worked hard. You'll all deserve what you have been given. Give some thought to those who have contributed to it and the principle of reciprocity. In the same way that I've talked to my own sons and nieces and nephews, all I ask is have a great attitude, be honest, be honourable, and be hardworking. And I think that that will take you a great way in life, along with the qualifications that you all have. Those qualifications are really, really important. One of the areas that I also have responsibility for, and it is relevant to us as a country, is the national plan around NCA Level 2. That now is the minimum qualification that every young person has to have in order to be able to have choices, career choices. When we grew up, and my brothers actually did not go on to university, there were a whole range of jobs that they could go to where they laboured for a while before deciding what they did. Those kinds of jobs are no longer available. You can't lift up the bonnet of a Mark II, and I suspect all of you are too young even to know what a Mark II is, but any car now, without having some kind of computer knowledge, because all cars are controlled in some way by computers, and so mechanics have to understand how these things are all put together, and so the minimum that you can have in order to be able to follow those pathways is NCEA Level 2. As I said at the start, we're in an increasingly digital world. No matter what your qualification is, there will be an expectation that you can master in some way digital technology in order to be able to equip yourselves in the jobs that you have. Chris made reference to the fact that I've now had 4 deputy secretary roles across 7 years. All of you will probably have numerous career options and pathways and jobs over your lifetime, because the days of where you thought you were going to be a teacher for life, a mechanic for life, an electrician, a lawyer, an accountant, they are long gone. So another trait or characteristic or value that you will need to have is flexibility and resilience. Because there will be, the one constant in your lives will be change, and you need to be prepared for that and to continue learning. While you might think, gosh, I've reached the pinnacle, I've got my degree or the diploma that you set out, I can promise you that in 3 to 5 years you will be thinking about what next in terms of qualifications to keep pace with what is going on in the job market. Okay, that's enough for me. I'm starting to sound like I'm raving. Congratulations to all of you. I look forward to the contribution that you will each make to building and growing our fabulous nation. Kia ora, everybody.
April, we are delighted to have you as our guest speaker at both our ceremonies today, and as Chris noted, thank you for taking time out of your very, very busy schedule and performing this one-off task for us twice today. We are very fortunate to have you with us, and your insight into things that you have covered off are absolutely outstanding. As Chris mentioned in your introduction, you have strong links to EIT, to Tairāwhiti and the Hawke's Bay regions, and in particular education. You and your whānau have actively involved in education in many ways and are keen supporters of EIT. We are extremely grateful for this support. We are also grateful for the excellent working relationship we have with the Ministry of Education. Your role within education allows you a unique perspective on the opportunities and challenge we face. Your achievements during your career to date are significant and exemplify all of the aspects of your address today. We very much appreciate your wisdom and involvement in our ceremony this morning, and we wish you every success for the future. It is now my pleasure to introduce Caitlin Harrison and Cleveland Menina Cook. They are graduates of the EIT Certificate in Contemporary Music Performance 2015. They will be performing Black and Gold by Sam Sparrow. Please welcome Caitlin and Cleveland. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Caitlin and Cleveland, our graduates from the Certificate in Contemporary Music. Mr. Pearson, we will continue with conferment of degrees. Mr. Pearson, I have the honor to present the degrees in the School of Education and Social Sciences and to Urangawaka. Bachelor of Applied Social Sciences, Counseling, Crystal Beats. Sonia Paul. Of Applied Social Sciences, Social Work, Carol Beatty. Helen Cassis. Vanessa Gillespie. Maria Hamilton. Kristen Howard. Brad Neverman. Wendy Nickel. Zoe Obitz. Joseph Penitito. Lisa Rawl. Sophie Richards. Amy Scott. Araraina Ta'atu Atipine. Taylor Ward. Abby Wright. Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood Education, Emma Ann Bentley. Kathleen Bilton. Coralie Burton. Larissa Lynn Caddis. Paula Carrington. Continuing with the Bachelor of Teaching, Early Childhood Education, Tracy Clark. Annie Cullen. Charlotte Coombs. Lucy Cooper. Ashley Cowan. Deborah Jane Curtis. Aspen Renee Edwards. Haley Alana Marie Green. Catherine Hawes. Brittany Kenyon. Cassandra Kingy. Courtney Lee. Lorraine Lovell. Rebecca Lumsden. Lisa Marie Malander Kapamagian. Casey Phillips. Amanda Richardson. Melissa Scott. Megan Scragg. Amy Smith. Tanya Wahe. Charlotte Weir. Rosie Wilson. The following graduands are the first cohort of the Bachelor of Teaching Primary to graduate from this innovative program. It partners EIT, students, and particular partnership schools to provide the students with real-world teaching experiences from the very early stages of their degree studies. And we're grateful for these partnerships with local primary schools, and we're delighted to note that each of these graduates have secured teaching positions. Bachelor of Teaching Primary, Paige Alexander. Anna Berryman. Tim Bloomer. Hannah Brody. Kamara Dennis Wapu. Paula Eriha. Dan Evans. Oops, excuse me. Emma Hamilton. Georgia Harris. Kelly Hutchison. Allie Jacket. Continuing with the Bachelor of Teaching Primary, Kate Keenan. Delwyn McKinney. Nancy Raquete Stones. Luke Ruafe. Zach Severinson. Hamish Webb. Catherine Winnie. Bachelor of Arts, Marty. Stephen Cooper. Nati Kahanunu, Nati Rakataraka. Mahina Rangi Huata, Nati Kahanunu ki Heretonga, Napuhi, Ke Opuri, Nati Kahanunu ki Tuwairoa. The next graduate is also awarded the Robert and Albert Memorial Cup for all-round achievement in the Bachelor of Arts Māori. Rastana Kahurangi Waikawa, Ngāti Kahununu ki te Wairoa, Ngāti Ruanui. Makaili Lewis, Ngāti Kahununu ki Herutonga, Nai Tuhoi, Te Aitanga o Mahaki. Joel Hawani Ngātueri, Ngāti Kahununu ki te Wairarapa, Rangitani, Ngāti Rārua. Shane Petty, Ngāpuhi, Ngāti Parau. Tracy Rangahuna, Ngāti Parau. Reese Roberts, Tainui. Waitangi Elizabeth Tepa, Tuhoi, Ngāpuhi.
Oh!
also awarded the Robert and Albert Memorial Cup for all-round achievement in the Bachelor of Arts Māori, Edward Timu, Ngāti Kahungunu ki Here Tonga, Ngāti Kahungunu ki Te Waiata. Christina Wainahu, Ngāti Kahungunu ki Here Tonga. Bachelor of Arts Māori Honours, graduating with first class honours, Tude Hamiora Ormsby, Ngāti Kahungunu ki Here Tonga, Ngāti Paro. Also graduating with first class honours, Idi Hapati Roberts, Ngāti Kahungunu ki Wairarapa, Ngāti Paro, Ngā Puhi. Mr. Pearson, that concludes the conferment of degrees. The degrees are also conferred and the diplomas are also awarded to those who are listed in absentia. Thank you, Mr. Pearson. I'd like to call on our Deputy Chief Executive, Mark Oldershaw, to introduce the valedictorian.
Ladies and gentlemen and graduates, it gives me very great pleasure to introduce the valedictorian. Valedictorian is the anglicised derivation of the Latin word meaning to say farewell, and is given as the last presentation of a graduation ceremony by a student that represents the whole graduating student body. Our valedictorian this morning graduates with a Bachelor of Visual Arts and Design degree. In the first year of her bachelor's degree, she won the Napier Inner City Marketing's box art competition, in which she painted variously shaped transformer boxes downtown using an unravelling ball of wool as a motif to connect the stories of the city's past. In 2014, she impressed the judges of the highly respected and regarded Wallace Art Awards, who selected her entry for exhibition in the Salon des Refus. Other achievements include a Rotary Club of Taradale Scholarship of Excellence and Best Design and Best Artwork awards for the Ideas School wine label competitions. Her art has featured in the Hawke's Bay Wildflower Sculptures exhibition and the Tauranga Garden and Art Festival. On top of all this, she was also top student of her class. Clearly someone with a lot of spare time on her hands. She has started her postgraduate degree study at EIT this year in Te Hono Te Ketoi, the Bachelor of Professional Creative Practice Honours and Masters of Professional Creative Practice. These are New Zealand's only applied honours and Masters of Professional Creative Practice degrees steeped in kaupapa Māori philosophy. As a nice added bonus, today she also graduates with her husband, photographer and painter Jeff Robertson. Ladies and gentlemen and graduates, speaking on behalf of the graduating class, would you please welcome back on stage Tara Cooney.
Tēnā koutou, ka hui hui mai e tēnei rā. Good morning and welcome. It is my absolute pleasure and honour to speak today at this wonderful occasion. For today marks a very special moment in our journey, and I think to appreciate the significance of that, we must reflect on where we have been. For me, 4 years ago, I packed up my life in Tauranga and moved with my 5-year-old daughter here to Hawke's Bay to study. Let's in this together. We thank you and we share this with you.
The underlying values of our celebration are endeavour, commitment, opportunity, pride and success. You have addressed these in a manner which truly reflects the feelings of EIT students gathered here today. During your time at EIT, you have achieved a great deal of success, gained many friendships, and above all else, earned the respect of your peers. This is evidenced by your ongoing involvement with EIT and your ongoing study at EIT, at the Ideas School and Tairāwhiti's Toihukura. The lifelong opportunity is one I'm sure you will maximise and encourage others to follow your lead. Thank you for performing this most important role this morning, and congratulations on a job well done. We wish you well for your future and your career, wherever it may take you, and we wish you every success with your business ventures. I'm sure they'll be successful. Shortly, we'll conclude the ceremony with a karakia and the national anthem. However, before we do so, on behalf of EIT Council, it is my privilege and pleasure to offer my warmest congratulations to our diploma, graduate and postgraduate recipients. At the completion of our 3 Hawke's Bay graduation ceremonies today, 879 diplomas, degrees and postgraduate qualifications will have been conferred. This is up from 851 last year. Not all of those who complete higher qualifications take part in graduation ceremonies, with employment and travel commitments preventing some from attending today. However, this year's graduation ceremony attendance is a record at 447, making this week's ceremonies a continuation of the significant event in the Hawke's Bay calendar that they have always been. These numbers do put pressure on our graduation processes and resources, particularly around the provision of graduation regalia. However, these are problems we are happy to have, because today is about pomp, ceremony, and above all else, celebration for all concerned. At this point, I would like to acknowledge and thank all those involved with the organisation and delivery of our graduation ceremonies. Today is an opportunity for us to reflect on what has been achieved and to share it with our community. EIT continues to be the jewel in the crown of our regions and is going from strength to strength in meeting the educational needs of our people. In 2015, EIT Hawke's Bay awarded 2,416 qualifications to those completing programs. That includes 1,537 certificates, 283 diplomas, 441 degrees, 155 postgraduate qualifications, 18 of whom are Māori. A further 597 qualifications will be awarded at our graduation ceremonies in Auckland next week and Tairāwhiti later in April, making the overall total 3,013. As Chris mentioned earlier, 9,736 students studied at EIT in 2015, which equates to 4,398 equivalent full-time students after allowing for part-time students. Student demographics for 2015 qualifications include 70% of the year's graduates were female. This compares with 58% in 2014. 37% of the year's graduates were under the age of 25. 17% of Hawke's Bay graduates were Māori, 2% Pacifica. The Māori participation rates are increasing, and this will have a flow-on effect for qualifications completed in future years. Average age of those completing a qualification was 31, and the oldest graduate was 64 with a Bachelor of Nursing. EIT's wide range of educational programs continues to grow, with new offerings at all levels enabling the needs of our communities to be better catered for and enrolment targets achieved. Our courses are delivered as far north as Hicks Bay and Parongahu in the south, and on our Auckland campus for our international students. EIT Council looks back on 2015 as another year of significant achievement in context of some sizable challenges, with EIT continuing to be regarded as one of New Zealand's leading institutes of technology. Staff across the Institute are to be congratulated for their commitment in working to ensure that EIT's education delivery remains at the highest level. E-learning delivery is developing to meet demand and to create more educational opportunities. The pace of change remains rapid in the tertiary sector, providing a wide range of opportunities and challenges. Fortunately, with the benefit of the prudent decision-making by the past and current councils and executive teams, EIT continues to strengthen its position as one of New Zealand's leading institutes of technology. For our graduates today, the qualifications you have received are from a highly regarded, reputable tertiary institution whose history and presence is growing. With significant activity across 2015, Council has been fully engaged in undertaking its governance role, working effectively and collectively as a group of governors. Together with management and staff of the institution, it is our goal that EIT will continue to provide the very best of vocational and professional tertiary education in the regions of Tairāwhiti and Hawke's Bay, and for our overseas students at Auckland. On behalf of Council, it is important that I acknowledge the outstanding contribution and commitment of the Institute's executive team and staff across the regions. It has been another year of extensive change and challenge, but one in which staff have been committed to ensuring EIT is more effective and in a position to deliver quality education to the people in our regions. I also want to thank and acknowledge the many people in the wider community, businesses and industry, who support the institution, serving on advisory committees or assisting in programs. This input is greatly valued and is important in ensuring that what we do at EIT remains relevant, timely, and meets the needs of our regions. Our graduation ceremonies are the most important event in our calendar. It is an opportunity to celebrate the hard-won achievements of our students, the support provided to them by families, friends, employers, and most importantly, the EIT community. To our graduates, we need your support in promoting the good name of EIT by demonstrating the values we've heard about this morning. We thank you for making an investment in the future, and we hope you'll develop into future leaders wherever your careers may take you. Thank you for allowing EIT to play an important part in your lives. We will follow your progress and successes with great interest. Enjoy your day of celebration. We are very proud of you. Our parade, which will take place at 12:30, graduates, please promptly make your way to Clive Square and form behind the pipe band. The parade will depart from Clive Square with VIPs, academics and graduates for whānau, and the parade will follow along from Clive Square along Emerson Street to the Sound Show. I'll now ask our Kamatua, Matthew Iru, to come forward for the karakia.
Tuatahi me mihe ke kia koutou, kua whiwhi o koutou to. E ki ara te kōrero i tō tātou reo, kua puta o koutou ihu ki te whai au ki te ao maram. Nā reira, koeni te mihe ke kia koutou. Nā reira ki tukunake he karakia kina i a tātou tēnei wa. Nā reira mā te māria te atu e kore nei tae te whakaro te teke o tātou nākau o tātou hinena. Nā reira kia mau ki au hoki kia koutou te manakia te atua kaharawa, a te matua, a te tama, a te wairua tapu, ai nei a ke tonu atu, kroria ki tōrina tapu. Amen. Now we'll close up with our national anthem, which will be led by Alison Beale. Please join in with the words on program on page 10. It will be sung in Māori, then English, and please remain standing while the official party, staff, and then graduate retire. Kia ora tātai koe.